Absolutely. We are incredibly proud of the resilience of the group. We feel like it's really marked them to be able to handle adversity and challenge as it comes. And every week it feels like we've kind of faced something new. And still, again, they rise over and over again. And so we think that's the mark of a championship team. But their resilience is something that, as a staff, we're incredibly proud of.
Haleigh, I guess how much of a benefit was it competing in the River Center, being the fact that the stages and the panels were elevated? How will that benefit y'all whenever y'all get to SECs and later in the postseason?
Yeah, definitely. I think it definitely gave us like a one up. We got to be on podium before going to SECs or before the postseason, so just kind of a warm up on the podium for get ready for postseason.
Haleigh, same question, I guess, that I had for Bugs. Just, I mean, I don't know, you've obviously had a different mindset this year, it looks like, and just unflappable. But to see the rest of the girls kind of step up and be able to equal that.
Yeah, I'm just so proud of them. We see it every single day in the gym, so just that they're getting the opportunity to do it in front of fans and in front of an amazing crowd is just amazing because we see it every single day, and I'm just proud of them and proud of just how we haven't given up. We've gone through so much, and we're just climbing, and we're going to keep climbing till the end.
Coach, we've seen Bryce Wilson return to Beam last week. So what did you see from her, and how was she able to put together that solid performance?
Yeah, of course. So I think after, obviously, at Kentucky when Bryce fell and had an accident, we kind of just took a step back and just adjusted her training, I would say, so that she could get just a little bit more comfortable, a few more reps in. And so we progressed her appropriately, and so that we got to a place where I felt like she was training well again. And so she's always been in that alternate spot. But I would say for the past 2 or 3 weeks, she's been ready to compete. And so for her to be able to step up in that moment was so huge, especially coming from a freshman. And then her last experience not going the way that she wanted it to be able to get into that environment and be able to close out Beam for us was really huge. So definitely really proud of her and how she's handled adversity. I think everybody kind of has a picture of how their freshman year goes, and Bryce has had to navigate a bunch of different things. And so for her to be able to compete and contribute the way that she wants to has been really awesome, and to watch her grow into that role has been really cool as well.
Question for both y'all, if you guys don't mind touching on senior night and maybe any relationships that you have specifically with a specific senior, if that makes sense?
Yeah. You want to go first?
Sure. Just all the seniors. They really have played a big part on this team. They're always there for us. They lead this team so well. So just going out there one more time in the PMAC for them and just doing it for them and doing what we do every single day.
We're really excited for senior night and just to honor this group of girls. It's a large group, and they've all been on individual journeys. I would say that, they're one class, and all of them are just really good human beings. I think that's kind of the pinnacle of who they are as people, has really led us as a group. And so it's been really exciting to watch them navigate their own individual journey, but come together as a group to lead the team and to actively and take charge and just push the girls forward. And I think that they do such a good job of embodying what it means to be an LSU gymnast. I think of Lexi Nibbs, who has overcome so many things to be able to contribute her freshman year, and then also just be just a shining light on our team. She's been awesome. In the same way, obviously, Kaya, she's irreplaceable to our group, and Kai Rivers as well. So, and then the addition of Cammie Hall has been also really cool. So I think collectively as a group, they are super special to us as a team, and so it's awesome to be able to go into the PMAC and to honor them and to watch them get to just relish in that moment. I remember senior night so well, and I know how special it's going to be for them. And so I hope that we can create that same energy and get the same crowd and just be in there and celebrating them. But also remembering we try to tread lightly on senior night because we have so much further to go, right? We want to honor them and celebrate them and keep it special, but also remember that this is just the beginning of our postseason journey. So kind of a kickoff celebration into our postseason.
Yeah, just since we are on kind of a upward momentum, just to not try to recreate what we did the last time and just do it something new every single time and do what we do every single day. Don't get ahead of ourselves. Take it one event at a time, one skill at a time, and one person at a time, and just keep working and keep climbing like we say we want to do.
A question for each of you. Haleigh, are you trying to lobby any of those seniors to come back and join you next year? And I have a question for Ashley.
Definitely. I love them so much, and I never want them to leave. But they're going to do what's best for them and what's best for their bodies. And, yeah.
And Ashley, if you would speak about, you talked about Bryce, but Chase Brock has really been someone who has really elevated her game and filled in some of those spots for you that
Yeah.
which you really needed someone
Yeah.
with some great scores. Just talk about her progression through the season. She had a couple of rocky moments, but lately she's really given y'all some great scores.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are incredibly proud of Chase and the work that she's doing, and I think that's definitely a continuous conversation amongst our staff, but also to the group. I think our girls should know how proud we are of them and everything that they do. So Chase has taken a really big step forward on 2 events. I think at the beginning of the year, we wanted to watch her confidence grow a little bit more before we got her into competition, but we knew that she was ready to compete, and so getting her out there, and sometimes it just takes a few times and to build the confidence, and I think we've seen that from Chase. But I think what we're seeing in training is translating into how she's competing and that she's working really hard. Chase is the athlete that puts in all of her time and energy and effort towards one thing, and she's really a perfectionist about what she does, and so we're really proud that what she's practicing is translating into how she's competing, and she's stepped up huge for us this year, and she's been a major contributor, so can't say enough good things about her.
You guys have had to deal with potentially some of the most just adverse situations when it comes to injuries or illness or injury and illness at the same time. How have y'all managed to continue that momentum going forward despite all of that?
I think it's just Jay talks about, like, next step, who's next up is ready to go, and they put in so much work in the gym, so they're ready to go, and the team trusts them. So just moving forward, because we can't dwell on it, we can't be upset about it. We have to figure out what we're going to do and just keep moving so we can get this team where we want to go, because the season's not over and we have a long way to go.
Yeah, I think I agree with Haleigh. The what's next messaging has been really important, and it kind of started from the beginning of the year. That's kind of been something that we've talked about, but I think it also comes down to our preparation, and there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff and things that go on in our training that people don't see, and so sometimes someone is ready, or we've moved some things around, or we've shifted our training in order to get that person where they need to be to feel their best for Friday. They're all on an individual basis, and so obviously on Friday nights they get together as a group and they dominate, but I think during the week we try to process them individually and track their training and keep them on their own individual process so that they're feeling their best when we get to Friday night. And so that's the same with training, and that some people who were ready in December took one extra month and weren't ready in January, but were ready by February. And so to be able to implement those people and plug them in, they were just on a different journey than the girl who was next to them. And so while gymnastics is obviously a team sport, in the way that we compete, they're also all on their own little individual pathway that we as coaches have to navigate and manage. And I think that's kind of the result of what you guys are seeing, is that we've navigated everything in order to get them all where they need to be. But I can't be prouder of the way that they train and the way that they practice and prepare themselves. And so that when we do say who's next and we do say what's next, that they're ready and they answer the call. And so I think that's what we were talking about before, the mark of a championship team, and just watching them step into those roles. It fills our hearts, but it also reminds us that, like, we are not done yet. We've got a long way to go. But that they're ready and that they can handle any situation.
Speaking of who's ready and who's next, can you give us injury updates on KJ and how's Aaliyah feeling?
Yeah, Aaliyah is definitely feeling a little bit better. Obviously, still a little bit weakened from her sickness from last week, but definitely hoping to see her back in this week for sure. KJ is also on the mend, looking up and up, but obviously there's a timeline with that her and the trainer are working through, and so just navigating what she's going to feel best, and so we're not looking to push before she's ready to go, so we're just letting our trainer take that one over.
And I'm not going to try to predict what Kaya's going to do, but just if this is her last, home meet, what has she meant to this team, this program? She's just been. I'll let you talk.
Yeah, Kai is incredibly special. I think that Kai is special because of the person that she is, and that Kai is the first person to, she's just human to human. Like, she's not coach to athlete, she's not gymnast to gymnast. She is like human to human. She's invested in who you are as a person, and so I know that our girls feel that, but even our staff feels that way. And so her maturity and just the way that she has developed over the past 4 years, I think that her career didn't go the way that she painted it out to be, and she's been thrown a lot of adversity, but has continued to rise and grow and develop, and she's just become this amazing woman, and someone that I think everyone on our team looks to and respects. And when she speaks, it holds weight. It means a lot. Means a lot to the group. Means a lot to our staff. Means a lot to our team. And so there's not really enough good things you can say about someone like Kai, because of the person that she is. And I think as coaches, gymnastics is great, but it ends after 4 years. And I know that our staff feels confident that whatever Kai decides to do, Kai's going to be a successful human in life because of the adversity that she's gone through, and the way that she's overcome, that she's ready to go out and take on the world, and she'll take it with a force. So we're really excited for her, and whatever the next step looks like.
And a question about another senior. On Friday, we saw Kai Rivers go down in warm-ups. Just wondering if you have an official word on her status and the status of that injury.
Yeah, Kai tore her Achilles on Friday night. She'll be going into surgery tomorrow to get a brand new one.
So she did a lot of being seen from her, her growth this year, and what was your reaction to seeing her go down last week?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, it's an emotional thing to see any one of our athletes go down, especially, just knowing who she is and everything that she's gone through. Kai's gone through many injuries. And so that when there's a previous Achilles tear, that there's a higher risk that the second Achilles will tear. And so we've worked really hard to manage what Kai has been doing from a training perspective, and so that's why she was on beam for a majority of the year. And so we navigated that, and then obviously had 2,000 discussions about what it would look like for Kai to do floor. And so she's been training on the rod floor primarily. It's a softer surface. She's been training it all year round, regular, and then we felt like it was a good time to transition onto the hard floor. So over the past 2 weeks, she's been working on the hard floor. We felt like a Podium would be a good opportunity because it's a softer surface for her to go. And so she went to Podium training. Podium trained was awesome. She looked like $1 million, and we felt really confident about her potentially even going into the floor lineup on that day. And so obviously, you can make 1,000 plans, and still something can go wrong. And so it was very heartbreaking to watch her go down. I think our team felt it. Our team feels every injury that we have. They're a very tight-knit group. They're close. They love each other. And so I think when any one of our girls gets injured, it means a lot to them. And so to watch them rally and to fight back because they want to honor her and they want to do what's best for the team, they continue to fight. And so while it's difficult and challenging and not the way that anyone would draw it up, we still have to continue to move forward, and we still have to lean on people to continue to press into what we're doing and what our end goal is.
Bryce an option there? Is Bryce an option there?
On floor?
On beam?
On beam, yes. Yeah, I mean, Bryce is definitely an option. Obviously, we have Alexis Jeffrey has done a really good job for us, so I think we'll see a lot more of her. And then Aaliyah's been sick, so getting Aaliyah back in the mix, I think I still have plenty of options, and I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at on beam.
Haleigh, turn your ears off here. What she's been able to do this year in the face of all that adversity, kind of with Kai going down, really carry the flag for your team. I don't remember a single gymnast really being as consistent as she has been, in this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there isn't enough that you can say about what she's done and how she's committed to her process. Like we talked about before, is like they're all on sort of an individual timeline, an individual journey, and so she has dug her heels in on what she wanted to do and what her goals are. But everything that she's done has been completely selfless and completely for the betterment of the team and to make sure that she can play whatever role we ask her to play. And I think that the selflessness and the character is what marks her more than the gymnastics performance and more than what you guys are seeing on Friday nights, because the way that she goes about her business is unmatched.
Haleigh, this is a non-conference meet. Do you plan on doing all around again this week, or is it time to take a little step back with SEC postseason coming up?
I don't make the lineup, so I'm not really sure, but I'm willing to do whatever this team needs me to do.
And take us through your week. How much or how little do you practice at this point? Can you just day by day compared to maybe what you did last year or as a freshman?
I think it is just taking it day by day, going in, seeing how my body feels, communicating with the coaches and the training staff, and just seeing what is best for me to be ready for Friday and doing my best gymnastics on Friday. So if it's doing less numbers during the week, that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, depends on the day. Depends on how my body feels.
Bugs, Jay had talked about targeting this as maybe your only option to get some girls some rest, and now it looks like that's not an option. Is that accurate?
I think we're still navigating some stuff as a staff this week to determine. Obviously, it would be ideal for us to rest, but I think we also have to consider our postseason seeding and making sure that we are where we need to be in the rankings to, for regional seeding purposes. So it's a few things that go into consideration. We obviously want to get our girls what they need. I think that's a priority number one for us is healthy bodies, healthy and happy. And so I think it just kind of depends on where we're at come Friday. Like I said, we've got Aaliyah who's been dealing with some stuff and just navigating. So we're really not sure yet. It's day to day at this point, and we'll get there when we get there.